All right, ladies and gents, before we start the video, I want to remind everybody, content creator program going on. Make sure to hit that support button, get yourselves in. Free codes coming your way. Season 15 is almost ending, so make sure you jump in for free. It is pinned to every single comment section and every single video. Now, the reason why I'm doing this update before the actual update itself, which is happening very soon, they did a really good balance adjustment to Hunter Alicia Blanche, aka probably the one hunter that everybody can agree has had the most amount of love out of any original hunter. So let's go through this and cover what makes her pretty viable now as a unit and why she might actually be taking Cha's job as the main DPS for the water unit. So I want to make sure one thing, remember, this is just from reading it. We have to test it out in actual gameplay to see how Alicia is. So today, guys, when we go live, which will be right after the actual scheduled maintenance, which should be happening in the next 2 hours or so, we should be seeing all of these updates, and we're going to do some testing to see if Alicia, in fact, is going to be the new queen of damage for water. Chat, say hi. I'm going to put the chat box right over here so people can see themselves. And again, thank you guys. If you haven't checked out the live stream for the Sharp live stream, go check that out as well, too. It was actually pretty dope. We had a lot of coverage on Mary, and we'll talk more about Mary when she comes out. But let's talk about Alicia and why this is a pretty big change for her. All right, so balance for certain hunters will be adjusted. Alicia was the only real balanced hunter they made, and there were some pretty significant changes to her. And also, only items in the red are going to be the differences before and afters. Okay, so you see, you guys are just aware of that. All right, so Winter Storm, which is one of her basic skill ones, cooldown reduction goes from 8 seconds to 5 seconds, which is great. Now, keeping in mind, Alicia does three things really, really well. Number one, she does incredible core damage. Number two, she freezes. Number three, she is also a shielder and a buffer. So she does a lot of things really, really well. One thing she lacked, though, and it made Alicia kind of useless and kind of made her fall flat on her face, as pretty as it is the fact that she wasn't able to freeze a lot of the units. Well, it looks like they gave her the SM Beck treatment. Now, if you don't know what I mean by that, the SM Beck treatment is simple. It is the fact that SM Beck could not make a lot of enemies bleed, so they gave him an alternate form of bleed, which was his Wrath of the Beast or whatever it was, and it was based off of his HP. Well, Alicia kind of got the same treatment for any of the opponents that she can't freeze. So here's how it works. So tier 1, she used to increase critical hit rate by 20% when shield is active. Now she does the same thing, but there's a little bit of a change that occurred as well too, just so you guys can see here. I'll go here. Absolute Zero applies Winter Chill on hit. All right, and Winter Chill deals 100% of attack as damage every 3 seconds. So they gave her a dot, very similar to SMBX, and the duration is 30 seconds and can stack up to 10 times. Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. So that is a big upgrade for a tier 1 unit. So that's now giving her additional damage now over time, which will probably make her very ideal for guild bosses or any long fights, because that's going to stack for quite a bit. Now, tier 3, you can see here, she increases damage dealt to frozen targets by 30%. Right over here, it's going to stay the same, but now instead, when Frost Arrow, which I believe is one of her skills, hits a target affected by Winter Chill, so right up here, it increases the hunter's attack by 12% for 60 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. So she might end up actually destroying guild bosses, specifically because the Winter Chill will stack the entire fight, and then this will increase her damage additionally. So Alicia is getting a big buff. Now A5 pushes that even further. So increases Bitter Cold Spear by 50% and then applies the freeze on hit. That part doesn't really matter anymore. Instead, now what matters is it increases damage dealt to target affected by Winter Chill by 10% per stack. And because you can do 10 stacks, you can do 100% more damage dealt. So, all in all, she's looking like she might be coming back with some force, guys. So we might see Alicia now become the new guild boss champion, and I think Water really missed out on that. Now, the keynote here is the Winter Chill effect can be applied by Alicia and will stack with Mary Lanes as well. Regardless of the caster that you have on there, it will stack up there. So it's going to be pretty good. She's easily Team B, 100%. You never know, though. We'll see what this does. Depending on how much attack you can stack on her, we might see a pretty significant DPS increase. Nonetheless, this is something that Water needed, so it's going to be something that's going to be very viable for those who want to use her now. So she will easily be back on the team again as a force. I'm hoping a force to be reckoned with at the very least at the guild boss section. So I can definitely see her and Mary Lane being used, and that might actually reduce Cha. Now, a lot of people were afraid of Friren's place on the team because a lot of people summoned for Friren. Don't worry, Friren's not replaceable. Cha did not get a shield. She did not get a super armor. So those are some of the major things to look forward to. Also, just so you guys are aware with this patch, because I wanted to cover that real quick, there's a couple other things happening here. So you guys can see the brand new costume. Yes, the costume is dope. Yes, it is pay to win. As I mentioned numerous times, it's probably going to cost roughly between $50 to $70 Canadian. I'm going to get it on my pay to win. I'm not getting it on my free to play. It's pretty much how it's going to go. It's an option. It's not, doesn't do anything to the game. Just makes you look the way you look. And this right here is the Hunter Pass outfit. And this is going to be the outfit for getting the brand new job. And also, just so you guys are aware, this is Mary Lane's costume, which will also be a pay to win costume where you get yourself additional tickets, etc. 2 new weapons were introduced as well too. This transfiguration key and the Winchester Rogue looks really, really good. So in terms of DPS, this is your DPS weapon. This is your infuser weapon, by the way, just so you guys are aware. It's not pay to win. It's not pay to win. It's not pay to win. Yeah, the costume is not pay. It's pay to acquire. It doesn't really do anything to the game. It's just someone's just mentioning it's not pay to win. It's not pay to win. It's literally you want it. It's have it if you need it. It's all good. All right, so that's what's happening. A couple of different events are going on as well, guys, just so you guys are aware. And then, of course, the story is being expanded. So further gems, essence stones, resources, etc. Right? Just so you guys can see, it's all going to be available for you as well too. Just remember for the weapons though, I don't know if it's coming out at the same time, guys. Most of the time the weapon comes out. Yeah, there it is, 219. So save up, okay? So everyone's aware it's not dropping right away. It is coming out on the 19th, which is next week, I think, guys, right? Next week. So either way, it's going to take a little bit of time for this to come out. Yeah, it's a week later. Usually it's 2 weeks later. This time it's a week later. So at least we have something to look forward to. So make sure you do not use your Hunter tickets, guys. And for crafting purposes, it's usually the following week. All right. It's usually the following week. So make sure you save up your golden tickets to craft. Make sure you save up your tickets to summon, because those weapons are going to be very dominant. Another very important thing to note, now this can also change, is that Rock Passa, aka Tarnak, will only be what it looks like from what we've seen, 2.7 to 2.8 million power for normal, and it's also going to be dark. So dark is going to dominate, essentially. There is no other element that we saw. Dark seems to have been there for quite some time. Now, I want to talk about something else that's very, very important, and this one's a huge one. They actually did a translation of the dev live stream with proper English. You can see here it says original text specifically regarding the artifacts from March. I want to talk about this because this is important, because we made a video about it. So I want to cover this. This is very, very important. Okay. So a couple of things to note. Number one, the new artifacts that are coming out are going to go to level 120. These are going to be tailored specifically to each class. They're going to have their own passes for each class, and they're going to go up to level 120, and those passives are not going to be reflective of the stats you can get. So for example, we use infusers as let's just use them as our sample here. So let's say the new passes are increases infusion damage, increases infusion consumption, whatever the case is, right? Let's say those are the passives. Well, you can probably get 4 or 5 separate gears for that specific class gear, and get the stats you want from farming the stats you need for the different kinds of content. So for example, getting defense spend for guild boss, getting crit damage for whatever you need crit damage for, etc. So this new gear is going to be essentially the new replacement gear for existing gear that exists right now on the market. All right. So that's what you need to know. The biggest issue we have here, and we got to kind of fight this a little bit, and hasn't been finalized yet, is they don't want to allow level 75 gear to be pushed to 120, which means if you took gear from 75 to 100, that's the maximum it's going to reach. However, this is not finalized yet. Level 75 items refined to level 100 cannot go further to 120. However, this is not finalized. A lot of people are currently complaining on the live stream that we should be able to push 75 to 100, from 100 to 120 because a lot of us worked on getting those perfect stats at level 75, and that's why we took them to 100 in the first place. So why not push it one more time to 120? So make sure, guys, if you care about this, to leave a comment and let the devs know that we want to be able to push 75 to 100, but then also push it one more time to 120. It matters a lot. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.